Welcome to the Namibia Oil and Gas podcast, your weekly gateway to the latest news and development shaping Namibia's dynamic oil and gas sector. It's Friday, 28th March 2025, and I am Tennille Tokestes.
And I'm Kobus Steyser.
With the latest news, updates, and insights from the Namibia oil and gas industry. Let's dive right in. This week's top headlines. Namibia's oil and gas sector now under office of the president.
Argeo completes deepwater work for TotalEnergies.
Hyphen's local content roadshow continues to Lutherits.
ReconAfrica accelerates drilling timeline to Q2 of 2025.
Namibia prepares for new offshore licensing round and drilling.
The Eco Dialogue Collective enhancing public engagement in the green economy.
Empowering Namibia's youth, FPSO Workshop by NYEF, SBM Offshore and TotalEnergies EP Namibia.
Namibia's oil and gas industry is evolving. Are you ready to lead the way? RD Namibia Energy Consultancy is your trusted partner in natural resources media management, data analytics, and stakeholder engagement. We're building a first-of-its-kind resource hub, shaping the future with cutting-edge digital assets. Whether you're a local enterprise or an international investor, now is the time to connect. Partner with RD and navigate Namibia's energy sector with confidence. Visit www.namibiaoilandgas.com today.
First up, President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah has moved the management of the country's oil and gas sector under the office of the president. This transition, aimed at ensuring maximum national benefit, aligns with the country's long-term energy strategy, with projections that the sector could contribute over 11.5 billion Namibian dollars annually and double Namibia's GDP by 2040. This decision highlights the government's commitment to value addition and local participation. Discussions are already underway regarding new legislation and a feasible study for a local refinery.
Norwegian offshore services company Argeo has completed a deepwater survey for TotalEnergies' Venus project. The operation took longer than expected due to weather conditions, but the results were impressive. Argeo Venture collected over 7,000 kilometers of geophysical data and close to 200 geotechnical samples at depths exceeding 3,000 meters. This work contributes to the ongoing assessment of Namibia's massive offshore reserves and strengthens TotalEnergies' plans for final investment decisions in the region.
Hyphen Hydrogen Energy, in partnership with the NIPDB and the NCCI, is continuing its local roadshow to Lutherits on the 27th of March 2025. This initiative is aimed at engaging Namibian businesses in helping them tap into vast opportunities presented by the green hydrogen industry. The roadshow provides insights into supplier roles, allowing local companies to explore how they can contribute to this transformational project. With global interest in green hydrogen growing, Namibia is positioning itself as a key player, and events like these ensure that Namibians benefit from the industry's growth.
Next, ReconAfrica has announced an accelerated drilling schedule for its highly anticipated Prospect 1 well, now set for the second quarter of 2025. According to Brian Rainsborough, President and CEO, the company has made significant progress in preparing for drilling. With community engagement, surveying, and site preparation well underway, the company is confident about the hydrocarbon potential in the Damara Fault Belt. Prospect 1 is targeting significant oil and gas reserves, and if successful, it could further cement Namibia's place on the global energy map.
Namibia is preparing for an exciting new round of offshore oil and gas licensing. During a webinar hosted by the African Energy Chamber on 20th March 2025, Namibia's Petroleum Commissioner Maggie Shuno announced plans to drill 7 new wells this year. This marks a significant push towards the country's first oil production, with several international players such as BW Energy and Shell looking to secure licenses and explore new drilling prospects. The offshore region spans 220,000 square kilometers and with more than 20 exploration wells already drilled. This area is largely underexplored, offering great potential for future discoveries. Shino emphasized that Namibia is committed to creating a sustainable operating environment, ensuring that the benefits of these discoveries contribute to the local economy and benefit all Namibians. This is an exciting development as it further solidifies Namibia's role as one of Africa's most promising oil frontiers.
The Eco Dialogue Collective, a new European Union-funded initiative aimed at strengthening transparency and accountability in Namibia's natural resource management, was launched in Windhoek on Thursday, 27th of March. This project is critical as Namibia makes strides towards developing its green hydrogen industry alongside its oil and gas sector. The Eco Dialogue Collective, implemented by Deutsche Welle Academy, NMT Media Foundation, IPPR and the Legal Assistance Center, will work to ensure that all Namibians can actively participate in the country's green economy transition. By fostering high-quality journalism and community dialogues, the initiative will help amplify marginalized voices and provide the public with the information needed to make informed decisions about their future. More on this from Ms. Zoe Titus, Director of the NMT Media Foundation.
This evening, we are formally launching a new project to boost transparency and public engagement in Namibia's green economy. The project, which is called the Eco Dialogue Collective, is a 3-year project funded by the European Union. The partners involved include the Institute for Public Policy Research, the Legal Assistance Center, DW Academy, and of course ourselves, the NMT Media Foundation. For us, this project is of particular importance because we have very clear interests. We are excited because this project recognizes that quality public interest journalism is not a luxury. It is an essential public good, because clearly when communities have access to accurate, engaging and relevant information, they are better able to participate in shaping the policies that affect their land, livelihoods and futures. There are many elements to the project, but our very particular interest, as mentioned earlier, is the establishment of a collaborative newsroom that will support individual journalists, content producers, community radios and media houses. There's also a special youth-led section, a community-centered program and a decision-maker portal that will make reliable information accessible to different audiences. This newsroom, I believe, is of particular importance because it is intended to promote high-quality, explanatory and constructive journalism on green growth, extractive industries and environmental issues. At this point in our history, this is what we need more than anything else. Constructive information that help people, Namibians in general, participate in our democracy.
The project will run from 2025 to 2027, focusing on content production, dialogue, advocacy and capacity building, which will help promote inclusive decision-making and ensure the benefits of Namibia's green economy reach all corners of society.
And finally, the Namibia Youth Energy Forum, in partnership with SBM Offshore and TotalEnergies EP Namibia, recently hosted a successful workshop focused on floating production, storage, and offloading systems. This event, held at SBM Offshore's Windhoek office, brought together industry experts and excited participants eager to learn about the crucial role of FPSOs in offshore field development. The workshop highlighted key components of FPSOs such as hull design, mooring systems, and offloading mechanisms. The NYEF's involvement in this workshop underscores the organization's commitment to educating and empowering young Namibians in the energy sector, ensuring they are prepared for the industry's future opportunities. With a comment on this, Faniel Shinadima, the CEO of the Namibia Youth Energy Forum.
My name is Faniel Shinadima, and I'm the Executive Chairperson of the Namibia Youth Energy Forum. So in partnership with SBM Offshore as well as TotalEnergies EP Namibia, we recently concluded an FPSO workshop. FPSO is a floating production, storage and offloading systems, and these are systems used in oil production, offshore oil productions. So this workshop was quite insightful. It focused on the technical aspects of the FPSO, how it is constructed, its functionalities, and all of that. And it was very much important because as we currently race towards our first final investment decision and possible offshore oil field developments, it is very much important that local Namibians and youth are actually informed and educated about all of these concepts, about all of these developments, so that we understand where the opportunities lie and how we can be involved and how we should prepare for ourselves. So this was a very quite insightful presentation, and of course we look forward to more.
Are you attending the Namibian International Energy Conference from the 23rd to the 25th of April in Windhoek, Namibia? Would you or your organization like to feature on a special edition of the Namibia Oil and Gas podcast? Share insights, expertise, and perspectives on Namibia's fast-developing energy sector. Secure your spot now. Email info@namibiaoilandgas.com to be part of the conversation shaping the future of energy. NamibiaOilAndGas.com, the only platform for oil and gas news and information.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Namibia Oil and Gas podcast. If you would like to contribute with news and information, please contact us at info@namibiaoilandgas.com. For more news, information, resources, and updates of the week, visit www.namibiaoilandgas.com. Join us next time as we continue to explore the top stories driving Namibia's energy future.